What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at Futties Jones. I did think that this guy was coming just because he just seems to be one of them ones. English, obviously in the Prem, Liverpool player with a future star that was an SBC. And I remember he was quite expensive, but one of the better centre mids that we got. I think he managed to do a couple of months in people's teams. So we have got the 94 version of him. So he's gone up a +6. And again, he's really not that expensive. 230k for a 94 CM with pretty good stats, to be honest. Doesn't necessarily rival Atal, but obviously with the nation, with the league, you gotta have a little bit of a premium there, and we all know that Prem tends to be a little bit more expensive. We have got, I will check if he was, I think he was both a 4-star, even from the beginning, so no upgrade there, and he has come from a 64 rated bronze, so a very interesting upgrade. If you go from the bronze, a +30, which is just absolutely insane for him. He has got flair, his pace is good, and to be honest, his whole stats are pretty good, so I'm interested to see what he's like. Again, he is an SBC of an 81 rated, an 83 rated, and an 85, I believe. 85 or 84, which we'll have a look at the end. Again, you can use the same tactics that we have in yesterday's video with El Shawari, and then obviously the time before that with the 85 times 10. It makes these a little bit easier to get if you have a bit of coins to begin with. So let's jump into Jones, see what he's all about. Obviously, we have whacked an anchor on him, which gives him 96 pace, 93 defending, and 96 physicals. Jones straight on the ball, as we can see. Again, I think he is one of them players that not necessarily you always need in your team. We have obviously had a lot of high rated, but I think he definitely can put in an absolute shift. This guy already pausing, trying to probably change his team, but I think for me, he is one of them key players in a Prem team, most definitely. We'll have a look at the midfield and what we've got to kind of deal with in terms of Prem specials. Especially, we're looking more at the Futties, we're looking at the Path to Glories, because obviously they have had the biggest upgrade that we probably didn't see coming after obviously the shambolic upgrades from some of the Team of the Seasons. Jones looking to counter. Does feel very, very nice and quick on the ball, very agile, which is always something we like with players. Get a little 1-2. I think he's offside, but if not, we've got the ball in. He's onside. Beautiful. Great starting performance from him. Gets the little assist, and Curtis Jones rolls it past the keeper. I think a big one for him as well. Obviously, his composure, 87. Again, it's not awful. I feel like he's just on the cusp of being okay. I do like at least 90 plus in this part of the game, but we can kind of subsidize that for the fact his stats are pretty much 90 plus. See the ball in. Kimmich with a 1-2, and he gets... No, he doesn't. Van der Sar with a great double save there. But again, Curtis being the forefront of that attacking motion as well. And again, his defensive ability is also very impressive, especially with that anchor as well. Like we saw, 93 defending, 96 physicality. That isn't something you take lightly with a player that is kind of more of that centre mid. Again, getting back really nicely. We can see his kind of comparison between getting up and then obviously getting back to defend. Lose the ball over to Munier there. Obviously, again, there we go. Great interception. And we've kind of, we've ran it out back to him. Piszczek is going to pick the ball up and find him. Go with a little 1-2 down the wing. We know he's always there. Sancho putting in that big game performance also. One thing I like about him already, he's always kind of on that motion to go for that counter. And that's something that I think in this game isn't necessarily used as much, but personally that is kind of my style of FIFA as such. Curtis just turning, get a little 1-2 with CR, finds himself in, goes for the fake shot but doesn't manage to finish it. Back out to him. Oh, we nearly picked that little pass up there. Great interception. Nearly does it again, and we can see obviously the pace that he's getting back. Obviously Maldini buys him a little bit of time with that slide. And again, what can we find? Anybody making the movements? Little 1-2s into Nketiah. Another great Futties player that we got during a dynamic duo. Oh, we find him again, and it's a cracking goal for Jones. 2 for him. He's made it 2-1. And again, he's just in the right positions, and that's something that I think is always going unnoticed with players like this. He's constantly winning the ball back. He can attack. He can defend. I think most definitely for 200k, you can't really argue with this card. Jones with a perfect ball out. Not going to be able to though. Mukiele is going to take it away. Do manage to win it back though. Piszczek, he's been half and half for me, Piszczek. I feel like he is a very, very good right back, but there's just too much kind of missing with him. Oh, Curtis is going to find in Nketiah. He's going to go and chip the keeper. Van der Sar has been absolutely on form. Bar from the 2 Jones goals, he's literally saved them probably 4-5-0 by now, or 5-1. Jones just running past Kimmich. Obviously with a 4-star skill as well, it's always nice to see. Can we get the little 1-2 again? Going for his hat-trick. Oh, he pulls it back across, but Mukiele is going to take that and take it away from him. But again, for a centre mid, someone who's going to be kind of very much attacking in this role. In a Prem team, I feel like you've got not many that can do both in terms of defending and attacking. Obviously, I'd say realistically, Atal is going to be the better one if you have completed him. He's just insane. Jones trying to win it back there. I need to figure out how tall he is actually, because he seems very, very tall, and how on earth have we not shot there? Jones with the interception again. Nketiah, don't know why I didn't just go over at that point. Jones with the interception. It's a great tackle back out, but it's considered a foul. Jones in the dying minutes. We've got, what, 85 on the clock. Can still see he's got a little bit in him. Does try and find him. We have kind of gone a little bit quiet. I feel like this guy definitely having more of the possession in this latter half. Can we find something back into Jones? We can see Waman making that run. It's a cracking ball into him. Get the little dink. It's coming back out. Jones with the first touch into Kimmich, and unfortunately doesn't manage to get the shot off in the end. Little ping. That is a great ball from Jones. Not only that, he's got a decent pass on him as well. That's always like a triple threat now for him. Jones push in. Get the ball roll. Can we get that left foot finesse? Ronaldo's going to go for it, but Atal is in the way. Again, Jones now in the 98th. Really kind of tested his look for that hat-trick. Jones going for the tackle. You love to see it. Passes it back. One more into Nketiah, who's going to see Van der Sar save it again. But we do get these seconds. Jones winning it back. Really pushing for this lead now. Does get it back to him. Back into Nketiah, who's going to just juke everybody. Can we get the shot off? And that makes it 4-4. So going into the overall for Curtis Jones then. Looking at the SBC to start off with. We've got an 81 rated team, 1 Liverpool player, and obviously 80 chem. Again, high rated player, commons, easy chem. Then obviously we've got the 83, 1 in form or team of the season with a Prem player, and obviously 75 again. Just go with the 85 times 10. If you get duplicates, whack them into these. If not, then obviously choose the lower rated ones and obviously work your way up, because the final one is an 85 with 65 chem. So again, unless you've got loads of specials in the same league, you want to be using commons and obviously strong link, and obviously you can get that done a little bit easier. But that's the best way to do it in my opinion. Even with the 81, still a few high rated players, because 80 chem is hard to come by, and I would stick away from common Premier League players just because obviously they are themed throughout all of this, and I can imagine I'm not the only one with the same idea for that. If we went into the 85, I can imagine a lot of people like this guy here. He's put Jose Fonte, literally everybody that's not Premier League basically, bar from one English player, 79 common. Everybody else is a team of the season, because 22k for a 92, again a 92, and 25 for a 93 is cheap as chips. So if we do look at obviously his stats, and kind of I'm interested to compare him to the likes of Atal, who again is the same rating but again was an objective. So if we look for, where's the compare button, there's the one. If we look at Atal, because I think Atal is absolutely fantastic. Like we can see the pace, for instance, straight off the bat is a lot lower, shooting 5 lower, same passing, dribbling is 2 lower, defending physical. So you can see the kind of difference, but that's the level of a free card versus a Premier League SBC card. But I think Atal has always been that funny one that is just insane. Curtis, obviously being, what, 20 years old, was in FIFA 19 and 20 as a bronze. This year managed to get to the top rating, so maybe we see him as a silver next year, but obviously has had a huge upgrade in obviously his overall. In terms of putting an anchor on him, as you can see, it makes every stat over 90 just about with his shooting, but passing's good, pace is good, obviously his agility and balance is nice. Composure at 87 is still okay at the very least. Reactions is a little bit lower in my opinion, but we've got great ball control and dribbling, and his defending and physical is absolutely fantastic with that anchor. Overall, 94 CDM as well as CM and Cam. Obviously, you can put him as a centre back if you really wanted to, but I doubt you will. If you did enjoy the video though, make sure you like and subscribe. Overall, I'm going to give him a solid 9.8. I think with the SBC, with how he is, and obviously the position, the nation, the links, I think 9.8 is pretty good. He's a good player. Again, you might already have your midfield sorted, so you're not really going to change it at this point in the game. And obviously, we're in a Bundesliga team of the season weekend league picks. So realistically, I can't see him getting into anyone's team this week, but maybe next week we can see a little bit more Jones in people's teams. So hopefully, you did enjoy the video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and that's all for the next one. Peace.